Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. In this video, we will be performing research and collecting data about Kerbal. We'll also be getting that bread from contracts. Us at the Kerbal Smoke Program. We will be giving Kerbals a one-way trip to the sun and giving some. This Kerbal went on a joyride for a little too long, and now it's plummeting a Joule at Mach 10. Poor lad. This episode we'll be focusing on Kerbal and attempting a moon flyby. We'll also be creating the most powerful rockets ever seen to Kerbal and launching them. The mods I have downloaded will be saying in the description, and I will most likely be adding more mods to this playthrough. I also will be adding the extra planetary launch pads if we can get it to work with KSP. I also will try getting interstellar experiment to work, but most likely we will be stuck with boring old conventional rocket engines. You're probably wondering, what is our company planning to do? Well, I'm very glad you hypothetically asked that, because with this one mod we'll be colonizing every moon and planet. But worst of all, I'll be placing a base on the worst planet in the system. We'll also place docks at all planets, gas giants, and moons in the system. Some asteroids we encounter will be mined and serve as an orbiting station near whatever place it is at. Now that our purpose is explained, now we shall begin. As I'm not boring with the details, I get straight into the first launch. Our rocket has one solid rocket engine and 3 basic fins. At the sides of the command module it has 2 mystery goo containers and a parachute at the top. After creating this rocket, I named it Home Depot. The rocket was unharmed and flew perfectly, and brought home some research for our scientists to analyse. Nonetheless, this victory has spelled the start of the company. If you're wondering what we gained, this is all we gained. 14 science, and 2,790 funds for the program. After this successful launch, I researched 2 items in the tech tree and bought them for our program. Home Depot 2, a direct upgrade to the last rocket, has 2 couplers and 2 solid rocket engines. On the command module there are 2 mystery goo containers, 1 thermometer and a parachute. Before I launched Home Depot 2, I took on 2 contracts for extra cash and science. Though with all these upgrades, Launch 2 was an absolute shit show. At first everything seemed fine, until after the first rocket engine fell off nicely, the second made the rocket go so fast it blew up all scientific equipment, making this entire launch a failure, as I was only looking for science. Though on the descent, the module began to overheat, but slowed down and thankfully didn't explode. We gained 4.8 science and 1,011 funds, with extra coming from a contract. Before embarking on Launch 3, I took some contracts on and researched a bit in the tech tree. This version of Home Depot wasn't very upgraded, as he used a recycled Home Depot and added a thermometer and a pressure meter, while also removing mystery goo containers. This version also has a coupler. Launch 3 wasn't very lucrative, though it did earn us a bit of science for us to use later. We gained 8.9 science and 2,779 funds, with more coming from a contract. Home Depot 3, a complete overhaul of Home Depot 2, contains 3 solid rocket engines and 2 fins. Above the solid rocket engine is a coupler for the liquid-fueled rocket engine with 3 fuel tanks above it. On the command module, there are 2 mystery goo containers, 2 thermometers, and 2 pressure meters. This version also contains a heat shield and a coupler underneath it. Home Depot 3 and Jeb flew an astonishing 191,000 meters high, which is the equivalent of 27,286 bananas high. This spectacular launch gained us 20.2 science and 6,321 funds. Home Depot 4, a slightly upgraded version of Home Depot 3, includes 5 solid rocket engines and 4 fins on the outer rocket ring. Above the middle solid rocket engine is a coupler with a liquid-fueled rocket engine and 5 fuel tanks. On the command module there are 2 mystery goo containers, 2 thermometers, and 2 pressure meters. This version also contains a heat shield. Launch 5 was an outstanding success. Not only did it reach a new record, but it also gave us precious science to work with. We gained an astonishing 29.2 science. The funds gained from launches aren't very lucrative, so from now on I won't be adding them. This launch was for a contract to test a decoupler. Yeah, nothing much to say about this one. Moving on from Home Depot, we have created a powerhouse of a rocket named PP Tower. This rocket has 4 thumpers and 3 nose cones. PP Tower also lacks wings for stability. Above the thumpers is a liquid-fueled rocket engine, or Reliant, with a coupler under it. Above the Reliant is 1 small fuel tank and 3 larger tanks. On the command module there are 2 pressure meters, 2 thermometers, and 2 goo containers. It also contains a heat shield. Launch 6 completed a substantial milestone in the Kerbal system, completing the first orbit ever achieved. This mission gained us 23.4 science, and went straight into the research lab. This launch was meant for a solid rocket engine and wasn't very eventful. PP Tower 1 was meant for an orbit, now PP Tower 2 is meant for the Moon, though they didn't really make it. Anyway, this version contains 4 thumpers with 3 nose cones atop. There are 3 winglets on the middle thumper. Above the middle thumper is a decoupler with a Hammer solid rocket engine. Above the Hammer is a decoupler with a Reliant engine and 7 larger tanks and 1 small fuel tank. On the command module there are 2 goo containers, 2 thermometers and 2 pressure meters. This version also contains a heat shield with a decoupler under it. Launch 7 was meant to reach the Moon and back, but sadly only got to orbit around Kerbal. This launch gave us 10.2 science. Launch 8 was boring and just Launch 7 in a nutshell. Contract 3 was pretty short and boring. Just like the last contract, Contract 4 was boring but quick. Launch 9 was also supposed to reach the Moon and back, but didn't make it. To the Moon, that is. Anyway, PP Tower 3 has 4 thumpers with 3 nose cones atop and 3 basic fins. Above the middle thumper is a coupler with a Reliant engine and 7 large tanks. On the command module there are 2 goo containers, 2 thermometers and 2 pressure meters. This rocket also contains a heat shield. Although this rocket didn't reach the moon, it sure did give us stunning scenes. This launch gave us a whopping 2 signs. To end off on a good note, I done one last contract, and that was that. After 2 months of recording and editing this video, here we are. I really hope you have enjoyed this video, and hope to see you guys soon. Goodbye.